Hello friends, how are you? I'm Inamul Haq Shah. Today we are going to discuss the grammar translation method. In this method, we will discuss the experience, characteristics of this method, and the techniques of this method. The grammar translation method, sometimes also known as a classical method. Classical method. This is a traditional teaching technique that was used to teach Latin and Greek and was particularly in vogue during 16th century. The focus at that time was the translation of texts, grammar, and the root learning of vocabulary. What was their focus? The focus was translation of text, grammar, and the root learning of vocabulary. And it was also hoped that through the study of the grammar of the target language, the students would become more familiar with the grammar of their native language, and this familiarity would help them to speak and write their native language better. Now we discuss what should be the experience in the grammar translation method. Experience. First, there is a passage. Passage. The teacher told the students to read a passage which entitled The Boy's Ambition. For example, which entitled The Boy's Ambition. Each student must read a few lines from the passage. After they have finished it, they are asked to translate into Spanish. Here Spanish is the native language and English is target language, so they are asked to translate into Spanish language. Then the teacher asks them one by one with Spanish language. If the students confused with grammar, the teacher will help them. If the students have no questions anymore, the teacher would give the exercise to them to write answers to a comprehensive questions. So there are two types of answers from the students. The first type, that they have to make inferences based on the understanding of the passage, and the second that they must require to relate the passage with their own experience. And after they have finished it, the teacher gives them questions and the students give answers. If the answer is incorrect, the teacher selects another student, or the teacher gives the correct answer by herself or himself. Now we discuss characteristics of this method. So, what are the characteristics of the grammar translation method? The major focus is on reading and writing. Reading and writing, not on speaking, pronunciation, and listening. So, vocabulary words are chosen from the text. The second is vocabulary words are chosen from the text. Then the basic unit of teaching and language practice is the sentence here. The fourth is deductive application of rule. Deductive application of rule. In deductive application of rule, grammar rules are given with examples. They have finite number of structures and they can make infinite number of sentences. And The last one is that students are expected expected to attain a higher position in translation, that they should translate the target language into their native language and the native language into their target language. So these are the characteristics of this method. Now we discuss what are the techniques of this method. The first one is translation of a literary passage. So they are given a passage and they have to translate the given passage into their native language. And the second is reading comprehension questions. So they read the passage and there are questions and they have to answer those questions. The third technique is antonyms and synonyms. So they are given a series of words. They are given a series of words and they have to find antonym and synonyms in those words in the passage. And the fourth is cognates. They must find out the cognates in the passage. And deductive application of rule, as we have already explained, that grammar rules are given with examples in deductive application of the rule. Then the sixth technique is fill in the blanks, that they are given a series of sentences with missing words. And the seventh is memorization, so new vocabulary and new grammar structures, that they have to memorize all the vocabulary in target language and in their native language. Use words in sentences, so they are given different words and they have to use those words in sentences. And the last one is composition. So the teacher gives them a topic and they have to write a summary or write an essay on the topic. So the first one is translation of literary passage. The second, reading comprehension questions. Then antonyms and synonyms, cognates, deductive application of rule, fill in the blanks, memorization, use words in sentences. Then the last one is composition. So these are the techniques we have discussed, the experience, then characteristics of this method and the techniques of this method. Although there are so many advantages and disadvantages of this method, so I hope you got understand. So thank you for watching the video. For more videos and updates, don't forget to click the subscribe button. Goodbye.